Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are watching this from. You are once again welcome on GSP African Pearl. GSP African Pearl, we are basically on agriculture content in terms of business, where we are visiting farmers that have done it to a different level. And sometimes we talk about business in general. So basically I talk about small businesses. And in this small business we have so far covered the steps where one can consider to start a business. And right now I've come with a small content, a small episode which talks about the failures in small business. Today we are going to see reasons as to why small businesses fail, reasons why small businesses are closing, and I will not take much of your time. There are so many reasons, but I have decided to choose only the best 7 according to me, the best 7, and I think at the end of this episode, and if you are a beginner, if you are just planning to start, it is going to give you a vision, it is going to give you a clear picture. And I beg that you go down and watch my previous videos about business, about agriculture, because you may choose to be an agribusiness person. So those videos will help you. Have covered a lot of things. We have talked about cattle farming, we have talked about poultry, beekeeping, a lot of things. They are there in that video. You can go and choose one venture that you would like to dive into, because we have all the information, because this information is got from farmers who have done it to another level, those who are successful. So today we are going to look at the 7 reasons as to why small business fail. And if you are one of those that have ever failed in the business, this is your time. Is that they might be one of the reasons as to why you closed. And one of that is poor planning. Poor planning. Last time when I was giving the steps in starting a business, I talked about planning. This is where it starts. When you don't properly plan for your business, you are most likely to fail. If you don't know the projection of your business, the size of the business you're going to start, how much does it need to run, then it means you are at the start of failure. So poor planning is one of them. You find that small businesses or business owners don't plan well for their businesses. Someone, after getting small capital, will just come and start a business, cannot even go on ground and ask how much is needed in this business to run smoothly. What is needed? You need to do a lot of things: market survey, checking your competitors, what it takes. So it's better, it's one of those things that if you fail to do that, it's one of the failures, and that is under poor planning, or that is under planning. If you fail to project your business, and this is common with small businesses, and I believe that's why they are failing. The second point is financial mismanagement. Most of these small businessmen fail to manage their money in their business. That's what I can say. You find that somebody gets the money and doesn't plan well. Somebody uses that money in other things. Somebody eats the business capital unknowingly. They tend to have a lot of obligations. You find somebody has just started a business And if he was educating a child in a small school, or let's say a government school, this is the time he will change the child from this school to another school, just because he has started a business. So, and that person fails to manage the income in the business, the money in the business. So they have a problem in managing cash flow. That's one of the biggest problem for these small businesses. Financial management. They don't know how to handle their money. And like I told you the other time, that in any business, when you're starting, you need to have sources of income. You need to know, if you are going broke, where are you going to get the money? So you find that some of these businesses, they don't have bank account, they don't know how to keep, they don't have where to keep their money safely, and you find that most of the time they lose money. But some of them, they just don't know how to handle money. Yes. And this is why even we advocate for people to start small, such that you can learn some of these things, how you can handle cash flow, how you can do this, how you can do this. Now, the third point is ignoring customers' needs. Like I told you last time that a customer is the boss of your business. I don't know whether you can agree with me on this point. So beginners, those who are planning to start, let me assure you today that the person you're going to find in the market is the boss of your business. So sometimes customers dictate what you need to do, because they are the ones to make the business grow. So these small businesses have a tendency of ignoring customers' needs. When a customer wants, let's say this is Wizima water, and somebody wants let's say Renzol, today will come and ask for Renzol. You say it's not there. Now, instead of working on his demand, you just go and sleep. This is a common thing with small businesses. So that one alone can make that customer to move to another person, hence leading your customer base down. So you have to follow the customer's needs, and this is one of the things that are making small businesses to fail. They don't respect customers. I don't know why. Should I say that because they are new in the business and this is why they can't care about customers? For your business to survive, a customer is paramount. Once you ignore the customers, then you're not doing a business. I've always said this in my videos, in my content, that let's try to take them as a serious thing. This is one of it is the beginning of failure. Failure to manage your customer, failure to work on the customer's needs, what they want. If I don't want this, if a customer tells you your product is not of good quality, you try to improve your quality. For you insist and continue with yours, then it means you're not respecting the customer, and the customer will not quarrel with you, of course. What he will do is just to move away. We'll walk away, and in walking away, your customer base is declining. And remember, when you annoy just one customer, it can make you lose 20 customers in your business. So most of the case, people who know how business move hand customer with care, with a lot of care. So this factor of ignoring customers has led many businesses to fail, has made many businesses to collapse. Yes, small businesses. And now there's, I think, the fourth point on my panel. I told you I don't want to waste your time. We are just going into these things briefly, because we know when time is not on your side, sometimes you can't watch long videos. So that's why I say no, we need to be very fast in this, and we hit all the points. Number 4 is no market needs. What is in this point? What am I trying to bring here? In this point, you find that these small businesses, well, it's because some of them jump steps of starting a business. They tend to bring things on market that are not needed by customers, that are not needed in the community. Like the other time, I gave you an example where somebody opened a pork joint in a Muslim community. This is totally wrong, religiously wrong. So you find that most of the small businessmen don't study what is needed in the market, in a certain market. They bring products that are not needed by customers, and at the end of the day, they fail who to buy. And once your property, your items are not bought, what does it mean? It means that you're failing. That is the failure in the business. You yourself, you not have morale to come back in the market when you didn't sell anything in the previous day or in the previous days. You will lose morale of coming to attend the business. And what results out of that is closing the business, starting to complain the business is not good, not knowing that it's you who didn't understand what customers need. You didn't do research about the people that you're going to do with. You didn't do research about that society. What do they need? What is their problem? Like the other time I was telling you that a business is about solving people's problem. First identify their problem. First identify their need. Look at the business. Which kind of business is doing well in this society? Which kind of products are needed in this society? Don't just go there and dump a business like that. You see, you get a restaurant and you put in a wrong place. Instead of taking a restaurant in a place where people are busy, people are doing a lot of work in the markets, put a restaurant where in the place where people are so many that will need food to eat. Don't just go and dump your restaurant in a place where there are no people, in the place where people don't even eat in restaurants. First study which category of people that eat in a restaurant. Now, is this the right place where I've placed my business? You see, you can't put a bar business near a school. That is totally wrong. Poor location in a business, and it can lead to business failure. You cannot do that. Take a bar where it is supposed to be. And if these people are Muslims, it doesn't need you to put a bar. You put other things. You're in a Muslim community. You can start selling kanzu. You can start doing those small things that suit that society. What do customers need? That's how your business may grow. But in the case where you bring a business that doesn't suit the society, doesn't suit the customers, no, that is the start of failure. So most people don't care about which kind of business is fit for this society, is fit for this market, which products are on trend, which things are on trend. We just come and dive. Like for example, during COVID-19, a business of mask was paramount, was so trending. Everyone who went into selling masks made a lot of money, because this is what was needed at that time. Everyone had to put on a mask to survive. And since it was between life and death, people could buy whether they like it or not. But in a place where people are not experiencing anything, any threat about using a mask, you cannot bring a mask. That's why right now, if you put your mask on the way, no one can buy. If you put you're selling mask, you can take even 7 days without getting a buyer. So let's know customers' needs. Customers needs, the market needs. Okay, let's leave that point. I know you are picking something, and it will give you a highlight. Then the fifth point is inadequate marketing. Inadequate marketing. Now, small business owners don't want to market their businesses. Somebody may ask, where can I get money for marketing a business? It doesn't need a lot of money to market your business. If you're in a position of getting capital to start a business, what makes you to fail? What makes you fail to market a business? There are a lot of marketing strategies. I'm not telling you to go to a TV station. I'm not telling you to make an advert on a radio station. But you can use your own phone, like the one I'm using now. You can market your business. You can buy a small microphone, a small speaker, and you start talking about your business. Talk about what you're doing. You see, you may not use even a phone, but you can move to gathering places like churches, and you talk about what you're doing. Go in the church as if you're going to pray, but your purpose is going there to advertise your business. Talk to the church leaders, and they give you a stage and talk about your business. If you cannot do it yourself, can you convince them and they talk about your business? I mean the church leaders. Go to the barrios, talk about your business. That is advertising. So there is an inadequate advertising or marketing of the business, small businesses. They don't talk about their business. When somebody opens a chapati joint, a chapati, how do you call it, modal? When somebody starts a business of chapati, that's all. When somebody starts a business, that's all. How will your business grow without creating awareness? Start creating awareness of your business. Talk about what you're doing. Go to gatherings, go to barrios, go to meetings. You know, that's how you can create a market. You see, some people go to TVs, but those are big businesses, because advertising at that level it needs when you are in a big business. But as a small business, you can talk about it in the community. Whenever there is a gathering, you go and talk about it. But most of them, they don't do this, and it's one of the factors that lead to business failure. Once you do what I'm telling you, but I think some of the resolutions we shall bring them in the second episode. Inadequate marketing. This is a very big disease in small businesses, I can say. Let me first take some water. Excuse me. Now we are on 6 point. 6 point number 6 is the lack of enough capital. Yes, here everyone will say yeah. We don't have capital to advertise our businesses. We don't have this. Yes, it's true. Small businesses have small capital because they make small money. So some of them lack enough capital to fund their business. But I said, all of this comes with planning. Before you dive into any business, first plan. See what it takes to start that business. In a plan, it includes a lot of things. Marketing, that's what some people say, advertising, so financing, a lot of things, employing workers. First do a plan for that. You're not going to fail. But now lack of enough capital comes when you don't plan. You didn't plan well. Yes, you didn't plan well when you're starting a business, because a business has stages. We have an infant stage, we have that growth stage, and the stage where you are at the climax. There are a lot of stages in the business. You need to think about this when you're starting a business. So that is it, capital. But capital, you can create it, just manage the cash flow in the business. Once you manage cash flow or financial issues, then you're okay. Once you manage finance, you're okay to go. You gather capital, and you do advertisements, you buy a lot of items, because in a business you need to have a variety. That's when you will pull many customers. If today I come to your business and I ask for something, it's not there. Tomorrow I come, you have not brought it. The following day I leave your shop. I will go to another person whom I think can provide that for me. So that is it. As I told you that in this episode, we are not going to take a lot of time. We are just talking about something that you know already, but we assume not all know, not all people know. That's what we assume, and that's why we will keep on talking about it. So let's go to my number last. My number last is any experience. I will agree with this. Most of businessmen or small or beginners don't have enough experience for the businesses. You find that somebody starts a business, it is his first time to start such kind of business, and he struggles a lot. And at the end of the day, you might find a person has failed. Indeed, we need to start. That's when you have experience. Again, when you fear to start a business, you cannot have experience. You need to bring things on table. You need to bring things on ground. You experience it. If you fail, that's all. And somebody said that failing is not a problem. Failing is a lesson, is learning. When you fail, you learn. So there is no way you are going to gain experience when you don't want to start. So being inexperienced, yes, it is one of those things that they are making small businesses to fail. And how does it affect them? It affects them in management. Find somebody is just learning how to manage the business. It is his first time. Employing people who are not capable, will not know how to go with labor, how to manage workers. So you see, when somebody is inexperienced, can even chase a good worker, somebody who would make his business to grow, he can chase for just fake reasons, just because he's inexperienced, doesn't know what it takes to grow a business. Just a simple mistake is you chase the worker and recruit others, not knowing that the more you recruit new workers, the more you put your business at risk. Yes? Know how to manage your workers. This will give you green light in our business. So in the situation where these new small businesses having inexperience, in fact it has rendered many of them to close. Somebody doesn't know what is needed in the market, someone doesn't know how to market, doesn't know how to handle customers. He thinks business is just something like, it's just like a job. Doesn't know who is the boss of the business. How can you grow? So that is a bias factor, inexperience. But I urge you to subscribe to my channel, follow this channel, educate us where it is needed. We learn, we teach ourselves. You know, there are things that I know that you may not know, and there are things that you may be knowing that I don't know. So we teach ourselves in this way. You can just guide in the comment section. Where I have not explained well, still you put in the comment section and say, Mister, this is what is supposed to be done. Other people will be seeing, and it will help us to improve. It will help them to gain. And if you are outside there as a big business person, still guide us. Guide the small business people, the small businessmen. Tell them to follow what you followed to be successful. Tell them what it takes on top of what we are trying to highlight here. I always tell people that I'm also somehow informed about business because I have a diploma in agribusiness management. At the same time, I honor a bachelor of a degree of information technology. That is Bachelor of Information Technology. That's what some people know. So I respect you so much. Subscribe to this channel, support our channel. It's a growing channel. We haven't covered a lot. We haven't got subscribers. Thank you so much. God bless you. Have a wonderful day.